Hey, it's Tpok. I'm back in Juniper's knot, and we left off with person and fiend. So, yeah, I could. Oh, thank you. I'm actually lost right now. Lost is it? Lost. That's sweet irony. Don't look so addled, person. The irony's quite obvious here, isn't it? He squints. Think, after all, I cannot even be lost. Forever and ever, I know where I am. And where I am is... stuck. I laugh again, but he doesn't find it funny. He doesn't seem to find much of it anything at all. I quit it, wiping away a figurative tear. Oh, I know this place so intimately, it'd redden your face. He jerks and gives his head a shake. If you... If you know where this is, do you know where's more? So earnest. Don't know what more is. I know Moors. Moors? Moors. Moors, you follow? I don't know what those are. My, ain't this a right dizzy jig we're dancing? Time's making fools of us both, huh? His looks a bit hazy, as though he's having a hard time keeping his eyes fresh. I turn my head, silently. What's more, person? Where I was born, live. A town, a new town. City, I think it's been there for a while. That right? He doesn't speak, and I glance over just quickly enough to catch him at the end of nodding. Did you know this place was a moor for a time? Miss, I don't know what is that? It's a dead place, a wet place. I, too, was born in a moor. Can't your stomach read a mood? Bleeding hell, I was about to tell a tale. Sorry. You're hungry, is it? Starving. Us fiends here, we only eat souls, and only for pleasure. Quit joking. Joking. Hey, you got any food? What are you blithering on about now? I look like I got food? I don't got any food, idiot. However, here. I thrust out my hands just before the barrier, palms up. Give me the chestnuts in your pack. I smell them. He hesitates. Why? So I can gobble them up, what do you think? I'll cook them for you. They're not long from the branch or the ground. Smells like you haven't cooked them. And nor have you eaten them. You prefer the taste of them cooked. He nods slowly. I twitch my fingers, waiting. Is there something you, want for this? Your company for the morning, till noon. That's it. I nod. Okay, deal. I accidentally skipped that. I double tapped my spacebar by accident. His words spoken like a knell. It resonates deeply, echoing, and shakes ash from the walls. Startled, the boy covers his mouth. Deal, was it? I smile. Here. Did I just... Aye, you made a pact. Shaking his head, he sighs. Wordlessly, he takes off his pack and opens it up. Withdrawing a bushel of nuts in two hands, he moves forward. I look down at him, still waiting. And with steady movements, he brings his hands to mine. He holds my gaze, and I don't move at all. But I do think, wait, couldn't I just, you know, quickly just... My hand's tense, but it ends with a thought. He drops the heap into my palms. My fingers curl around it. Again, I turn up my lips. Seeing this, he hops back. Give me a moment. I take all but one into my left hand, holding the last between my right thumb and forefinger. Opening my mouth, I bring it between my teeth and puncture it with one of my fangs. I bite through the shell, making a rough cut from one end to the other, and take it out. Observing the inner flesh of it, I spit out the shreds. Satisfied, I go on to carve the second, third, fourth, and so on. When I've finished, I hold the chestnuts aloft and make a hearth of my hand. This'll take a while, person, but not so long. Might we talk some? Sure. Then have a seat. Where did we leave off before your stomach so rudely interrupted? He sits, chin on his knees and eyes half lidded. More something? Ah, yes. I'll tell you a story about Moors in return for yours. Though rather a story, a chat'd be nice, eh? Save you a story for a bit later. What do you want to talk about? Moors. Oh, right. My Moor. Mine. There isn't really much to say, come to think of it. You said you were born there? Aye, like all fiends I was born in waste. You've read about us, aye? About how we make barren anywhere we stand? Unconsciously drain life from earth and from our sustenance? Pallid land, caliginousness aloft, air crawling low and damp with miasma, the pith of plants choked sterile. I feel my face twisting into a scowl. Sounds, It sounds hideous. I know it because it is. Did you grow up there? Neat question. Aye, I did. I had a mother and a father. Always got me wondering, is this where I'll be when I get old? A bloody Moor? Guess not. You left it then? Left it for many places. What was it like growing up there? Tedious. Maybe I shouldn't have brought this up at all, You just don't want to talk about it. That's okay. No, it's not a matter of okay. There's just not much of anything to talk about. It's all very colorless. What about yours? My what? Your Moor. Oh, it's not really anything special, just your typical city. Typical to me is not the same to you. Well, it's big, loud, streets are packed with folks, lots of smoke and brick. My mom and pop run a farm near there, 'cause they're crazy. Oh, is that where your scent's from? My scent? You smell like herbs and horses. It's quite adorable. You also smell like black oil, but I'm not sure where from. City's pretty modern. I have to lift canisters of oil from place to place every Wednesday. Oh, tough. He nods. Very tough. Hey, knock it off, will you? I do hard work. He kind of slurs his sentence, but is nevertheless determined to appear strong. I believe you. For your noble, strong efforts, I think it's time for your story. You ready? He shrugs. I clear my throat and loosen up my shoulders somewhat, poising my fire hand dramatically. Did you know that stars sometimes act as rain in the night sky? You mean like a meteor shower? Hush. I've heard of it, but never seen it. Well, I've heard of it and know it because I've seen it. Imagine this. Thousands of lights. And they all bleed along the cold cerulean mirror above, slowly. Very slowly. Follow? They are so very slow that they make up a long stretch out above you. You hardly notice their drag. It is an impeccable slowness. Imagine it. He nods, very slowly, and nods in another way, drifting into my memory. And flash! I flared the fire in my hand, The chestnuts wax, spitting, crackling. He jumps, the light catching in his eyes. Flash, haha, flash, flash. With each of these words I stoke the flames. They look up and dance wildly. Each single brilliant streak cuts through the lights, independent and free. And then, it dies. The magic in my palm fades and sighs. It pulses, fades. His eyes glaze over, like this, like a heart's last beating. Death is quick to these stars. Straying my eyes from the light, had they so turned? I hadn't noticed. I gaze upon the boy. Say, person, that's sorrowful to you. Huh? He thinks of an answer. It is. There isn't a right answer, person. You don't have to consider it like there is one. You think it's sorrowful? I do. That's interesting. Truly interesting. I end the fire, leaving the chestnuts to cool. I blow on them and breathe on them, ears twitching. These are done now. I hold them out to him. My end of the bargain's met, and you know what? I'll do you a favor. I'll go ahead and roast the rest of your chestnuts in my fire. Here. I motion to the dead leaves. I'll do this for free, for no deal. And all that's left now is for you to stay. Squinting, he waits a little, but soon enough crawls forward on his hands and calves, his pack in tow. He stops at the edge of the circle and takes the fruits from my hand. He looks at me, wearing a kind of ugly expression. What? Settling onto his rear, he keeps looking at me, but a bit less ugly. He seems to be wondering something. Eventually, he looks at the nuts in his hand instead, his face softening. He shells one and pops it into his mouth. His face flushes naturally. He chews a little. He pushes it back into the circle with his foot, shifts back a few feet, and speaks. Which part of that was the story, miss? Well, look at that. You aren't entirely daft. I take up the bag from the ground and shake it a little. Doesn't smell like there's anything more than chestnuts in here. I open it up and check, sure enough finding the things in excess. Some of the burrs still on, some still green. I toss those ones. I still rummage through it, just in case there might be something of interest. There's not. 'Twas a preamble, 'twas. There's a story... What? There's a story to it for certes. I don't know what that is. I told you I've seen this. Blinking, he nods. With a hollow sound, I crack one of the chestnuts apart in my mouth. I grow the fire at my feet and drop it in there. No more flashy tricks now. As I reiterate these actions, I speak to the boy. I was not alone with those stars then. I was with another, miss. Dropping another into the fire, I watch its fall. My eyes lose some of their color. She was fair, young, and human, a perfect miss. Such a charming girl. We would dance together and sing, press close when unseen. I was fascinated with her, I think, and so when she'd gotten melancholy, I brought her from town to those stars. I had the ache in my knees, knew the eventide would be crying, and had figured the beauty of it would settle her. The boy constricts his brow, chewing somewhat sadly. Oh, not to worry. It did. He swallows. I've never understood the custom of a man. I've always been free-thinking, and never bound to the thoughts of others. My actions that night, no, my actions altogether, none took kindly to it when she returned. What happened? What? Well, after I took her back to town, she was plowed, and beaten, and beaten, and beaten, and plowed, and beaten, until she could not move or breathe. The boy stares, A nut in his hands held stiff only so near to his parted lips. I buried her under the sky where I last saw her smiling. He closes his mouth into a frown. A century later I returned to her spot and found an olive tree grown there. It was the sickest thing. Gnarled and twisted it was. Furious, I razed the entire plant, its trunk, its bark, its branches and leaves. I scorched its roots. Would have torn out the roots, though refrained to not disturb her. Yet last I'd seen it remained, alive, born fruit, and uglier than before. Isn't that the most wonderful story one can tell? No? Huh. I dropped the last of the chestnuts into the leaves. Didn't you mess up the guys who did it? Mess up? You're a fiend. You didn't eat them? I didn't eat them. What happened to them doesn't matter to the story. I want to know. I don't want to tell. Ugh, seriously, miss? You know, when kids in the neighborhood mess with my kid brothers, I beat their faces in with a stick. That's what love is. It's taking care of your mates. Love. That's what you'd figure from this tale, that I fancied her? Well, obviously. It's my story, person, not yours. Come off it. It's an old story, and it is only a story. Stop. What? Man. He chucks the shell in his hand against the walls at his side, his expression sour. Fine. I was just entertaining you as I cooked. That's stupid. Bullocks. I don't want to hear that from your fool arse. Well, it's stupid. It's stupid. Forget it. What? What's this? You starting? Your stone's dropping now. Drop them any further, I'll tear 'em out. Tear out your tongue, too, here. Don't start with me. The boy freezes, hand hovering over his last chestnut. I'll rip your legs off, understand? Don't start with me. Last thing you need to be worrying over is your soul, since I'll rend you limbless if you start with me. And there won't be anything that'll be holding that soul at all. You start with me, I'll kill you. We clear, person? He quickly nods. I chuckle. You're a cute thing, aren't you? Coiling so tender. I can't move from here, person. You know that. Quivering, he speaks up. It just sounded pretty real. Did it? The boy lets out a sigh, shaking it as it leaves him. Still vibrating with fear, he fumbles to opening his last nut. There looks to still be bits of shell on the fruit, which he does not notice until it's in his mouth. He frowns a bitter frown and calms down somewhat, not distracted by the taste. Some of these are finished, mind. I nod at the fire. Can I toss them to you if you'd like, if you're still scared? No, I'm not. He rocks his head. I'm fine, but I'm pretty tired. Could you toss them anyway? Aye, surely could. Also shall, but only if you agree to stay with me till sunset. It's noon already. It is. I sit down myself, lounging across from him. He stares, his vision slowing and jumping, and trying to focus. Eventually he squints, leveling his eyes on me. Didn't you say that you'd do it for free? Not this person. I'd cook these, and I am. He furrows his brow and frowns. Fine, I'll stay with you. Deal. The ballroom rattles with the sound. He isn't surprised by it. I smile again. So is that what you are? Tired? Yeah. I pick up a chestnut and throw it to him. He catches it somewhat dazedly. How long have you been gone from your moor, person? I don't know. 2 days. I throw him another. Oh, isn't that a long time? No. It's a joke. Laugh. I don't want... If I'd laugh, it'd basically... Oh my gosh, I can't read. If I'd laugh, it'd basically be like me laughing at you. Huh, answering with a greater joke instead of simply laughing. You really are a jester. A greater joke? I send one more his way. My existence. My predicament and existence together are the greatest joke in all history. I know this, and I've missed half of it. Stop. Such a soft lad. I tilt my head and regard him. I keep leafing through my head book for the memory of another like you, but I'm finding nothing. And I've so many memories, did you know? So many. So many travels, delights, regrets. A boy shouldn't be so soft. The world's so rough it'll shape him ugly. Languidly breathing, the boy eases into his arms a little more. Or it was a rough place. If you don't know Moors, maybe this world's also soft now. It'd explain you. He blinks. Where I was raised, in my moor, that was quite rough. Well, next time we'll learn of the fiend's life in the moor some more. No, that was lame. I'm sorry. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you next.